Welcome to this week's Yep Yeah Yes with Tamika and Marissa. This week we're going to talk about where do you find motivation? So, Tamika, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm really good. Woke up feeling great, feeling refreshed.
We had a night on the town.
Oh, yes, we did. Amazing food.
Couple of drinks.
Yeah, quite a few.
Food, comedy.
Comedia.
It was nice.
I had fun.
Good.
Can we talk about quickly our comedy night quick?
Sure.
It was Tracy Morgan.
Right.
Which is ties a little bit into where do you find motivation. Traumatic brain injury, has issues with short-term memory, but still I think is very funny. We saw him last night. I thought he was really funny still. Still you could tell he's still dealing with a few issues, but he had issues.
Notes.
Yeah, he had issues before. Yeah, he had a note paper, but he made fun of it because when he turned the paper over, he was like, "Okay, everything on this side works." He was funny, but I was really, I don't know. You made a point to help me understand what I was feeling, but I was really shocked by the demographic of the crowd. I didn't think it would be like that, but
yeah, Well, at least speak on that a little
so
bit.
the majority of the crowd, I would say like 95% of the crowd was Caucasian. Whether that means Jewish or just plain old white, I'm not quite sure. But it was a majority, so I
called that before we even went to the
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be like that.
And I was thinking to myself, nah, she's nuts. But then we were in line, like going in, I was like, oh my gosh, are we at the right place? Like, because I've been known to do that. I've shown up at concerts on the right day, but the wrong week,
Right.
But I counted, it was you, me, two minorities, then maybe 4 or 5 altogether, other minorities.
That we actually saw.
That we saw, that we saw. But, okay.
I'm not shocked. That's how it is. Like I had said to you last night, it's like one of those things where he crossed over, and it's not crossed over. It's not like he changed his style.
No.
But he like white people like him because he's done mainstream things like you mentioned 30 Rock.
Yeah.
SNL, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like SNL was the catalyst.
Oh,
because
right,
that
right,
show,
right.
like, I don't know black people that watch that show.
Oh, you know what I forgot to ask you right before we jumped into this? How's your cough?
Because I cough, right?
Yeah. Like,
shut up.
How's your cough?
It's fine.
But yeah, so he did SNL, 30 Rock, but it was crazy to me how
that show would not have there wouldn't have been that many white people if he had never done SNL or 30 Rock and he was known as Def Comedy Jam. He might not have even been booked there.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's where that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Def Comedy Jam and those shows back in the movies
Right.
and stuff like that back in the 90s when he was really heavy and but
Yeah.
when white people like you, then black people's like, I'm not paying $100 to go see this guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't pay for my ticket last night. You did.
Yeah.
But I paid for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Which was that's another thing. Like
and dinner.
And dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, we
bitch.
go back and forth. We
Whatever,
go back
whatever.
and forth.
It's
Shut your
mostly
mouth.
me. It's mostly me.
Oh my gosh! I think I pulled my weight.
What's the last show you paid for?
Oh, show. Chris Rock. And I got our hotel. I bought our tickets and our hotel. Remember?
I didn't give you nothing for that?
No, because we don't do that, I thought.
Okay.
Like, we square. We figure it out.
All right, fine.
Oh, shit.
All right, you got it. You got the comedy. I got the concerts. Anyway.
And the sporting event.
What are we talking about today?
Where do you find motivation? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because, he was talking about, last night, he was talking about, he just made reference to, him, like, coming back from traumatic brain injury and all that stuff. And, every day you wake up is a gift and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, that is very motivating to just, be in a place of gratitude just to wake up every day. And then I remember you and I have had a ton of sales jobs, and they always use sports references as a motivator. And I was a cheerleader in high school. It's like, I'm not a sports person.
But it's never, when we say they, it's always white men that are doing it. It's not like
Right.
a woman. It's
Right,
not,
yeah.
like a woman's not going to do that. and most of the sales force is made of men.
White men, yeah.
So
and it's like, but you
you're
always
catering
think,
to them.
but that's what boggles my mind. So if you're in sales, yeah, I could be motivated because I'm getting this paycheck. What if you buy this thing? But at the same time, like when they're talking about sports, it's like when you get up and you push your body to its limits. I have no idea how that translates into better sales because you are not not you and your physical limitations pushing this sale. Like somebody's got to say yes.
Like, it would be cool if say the person that's doing the motivating for the sales forces, any women in here that have had children, and somebody raised their head. Think about it. Think about that day that you delivered your child, and you got up, and you're like, "This is the day. Yeah. This is the day where I'm going to see my kid. I'm going to go in there, whether you're having a C-section or you're pushing. Just remember that moment right before the kid came. You're like, I'm going to do this. The pain is subsiding. I'm about to see my kid. Think about when you go into that sales force. Think about this is the moment. I'm going to close this. Think about it at the same time as when you had your child. If you correlate it to something that is actually tangible, of course there are people that I love sports, but whenever they do the sports reference, I don't have the same thing because I'm not an athlete.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you correlate it, I don't have children, but you can be think about it. However, whatever it is, you can find different things in people's life. It's think about it when you're going to the club, when you're I'm going out with my girls, I'm gonna go out, put a smile out, I'm gonna maybe I'll find some nice people, meet a nice guy, whatever. Just if they correlate it to everyday experiences as opposed to,
but see,
you make that basket. Throw that touchdown.
I feel like that is more of that motivator but sitting there with the whole and the touchdown and then you get up and he goes off to make the grand slam or whatever it's called in sports and you're I'm so lost in that.
The only time I've ever felt not that it necessarily worked, but where you can appreciate more is when they show a video of it. I remember when I was in dental, my manager, he played a video and he was like, I want you guys to look at this. And I love the Knicks, so he was showing a video of at the time it was Lynn, what's his name? His last name's Lynn. He's a basketball player. He was on the Knicks. He was the last guy on the bench, and Carmelo Anthony went down. Jeremy Lin. Carmelo went down, and so he got called. His number was called.
Oh my gosh, I remember
this. And so
this.
it was Linsanity throughout New York. It was crazy. So anyway, it was the end of the game, and Jeremy Lin has the ball beyond the 3-point arc. And he's bouncing it and pounding. Everybody's like, "What's he gonna do?" And he's bouncing. It took forever. It felt like it's only 24 seconds to make a basket. But when you're watching the person bounce, make the fucking throw the ball. And he did it, and then he just jumped up and threw the 3-point shot, and the garden went crazy. So that's what he used. My boss used that footage to motivate because he's talking about it while Jeremy Lin is bouncing the ball. He's think about what's going through your head. Take that moment to breathe. And he's bouncing the ball. He's if you just focus and just aim your shot right. And then boom, and then the ball goes up and goes in, and everybody. He's like,
"Oh,
we
that
just
was
made
Ed,
the sale."
Right?
Yeah,
that was Ed.
He's like, "You just made the sale."
Yeah.
And everybody's in the room "Yeah!" And we all a lot of us saw the game. You know what I mean? Because that had just aired a couple weeks ago, but prior to him talking. Right. So when you use video,
right?
Even if it's one thing to use sports analogies as a way to motivate your staff. It's another thing to use sports analogy with the video evidence.
Right.
I think that would go a long way.
Right.
Yeah.
But talking. Oh, yeah. That's really good. Yeah.
You see, all of a sudden you're like, I like football. So Tom Brady throws a touchdown. You see him in the pocket getting ready to throw it. He throws a Hail Mary. The guy runs for a touchdown. That would motivate anybody, but you have to see it.
Yeah.
Telling somebody about it is just if you're not into sports, who cares?
Yeah.
What things get you motivated? How do you motivate yourself?
How
do you find your motivation?
You know what? I'm constantly trying to find motivation everywhere because it all depends on the situation. Sometimes it's like when I was in sales, when I really understood the needs of someone and I knew that there was a proper solution, I would walk them through it. and almost handhold but walk someone through, and them tell me, like, I would like let's say it was like like a new chair. Oh, I need a new chair. Well, what's your client base? Oh, mainly geriatric. Oh, so you've got people coming in that's really hard to get up and sit down. ADEX got such and such and such. But hold on a second. Let's go back to what's your client base? And they tell you more and more and more. And you bring up the chair and you're like, all right, well, how you have this patient that does that, how would you feel if that patient came in and they had such a hard time getting up, sitting down, and you really can't physically help someone? So, you know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, so this is it. Yeah, this is exactly what I had in mind for you.
Right.
And you're like showing a picture and you're like bringing up all the features and benefits, but you're having them like, that's motivation, to just truly help find a solution. But I also find too, for me, motivation is more like, I know this sounds so shitty, but I've never been more motivated in my life when I have like hatred in my heart. I know this sounds so bad, but you ever have like somebody who like really like not just put you down, but try to like really try to get at your spirit, and you're like, whatever, mofo. And then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna rise up. And like every single moment, I'm like, you know what? I will never prove this person right, ever.
Well, go into that. What is the experience? Can you talk about a specific one without naming names?
Yes, yeah. I dated this guy, and he was just treated me so bad. And I remember one day he was like, you're just a little girl. You're not going to amount to anything. Why don't you just, like, move on and get married and do whatever? Mind you, like, I already had broken up with him. I don't understand why he was telling me to move on.
I don't understand why you were even talking to him if he wasn't.
Because he owes me money, motherfucker.
Right.
So he's like, you're just a little girl. Why don't you just move on, get married, and just, like, do that thing. And I remember looking him dead in the face, and I was like, I don't even understand why you're telling me for life choices. You're an old man has literally amounted to nothing so far. I get that. And I remember like walking away from this conversation, and within like 6 months, I signed contracts on my condo, and I was on my way to like one of the greatest jobs that I feel like I ever had. And it was just, I was like, I hated him so much. I had to make sure that whole image of him with the whole like, you're just a little girl, why don't you just go get married to some guy and just do that thing.
Right.
Like, oh really?
So your motivation comes when somebody tells you what you can't do, or what they think you're good at.
When they clearly think that they have me defined. Yeah.
Right.
But also there's sometimes where like I think it's because I had such hatred in my heart for him that motivated me. Because other people have been like, people say things like, just I guess off the cuff or out of turn, and I have absolutely no desire to prove them wrong because I care less about them than I do about what day the garbage goes out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's because I had hatred in my heart, and he tried to define me in a certain way that I just would not allow.
So we need to get his number so you can get a little bit more motivation. Although you did go back to school, so what motivated that?
Again, you know what? Again, somebody tried to define me, and I had at that moment when they
What did they say?
Well, you have kids now, so why don't you just be home, make sure that they have their lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and you do the laundry, and just do that. Why don't you just do that? And I was like,
I'll show you do that.
I'll show you that. Because I'm tiny. I'm not a physical person. I've never been in a physical altercation in my life. So as much as I want to mollywop somebody, I'll hold it in and wake up with the veracity of hatred in my heart with the whole like, I got something for your ass, mofo.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I had somebody, well, you're never successful in anything that you do. So why don't you just, sit back?
Who would say that to you?
I know. Why don't you just sit back?
You say that about yourself too.
Because oh my God,
what?
I do.
You do.
I do.
So maybe you motivate your own damn self.
I'll take that. I hate it. I hate me. I know. I definitely do have a lot of self-hatred. I definitely do. But that's neither here nor there.
That's a new topic.
That's a different topic. That's a different show.
You're like, oh, wait a second.
I do hate myself.
I give to myself.
That is the hate you give. It's exactly right. The hate you give, it's always the hate you have for yourself. Oh my gosh, I might start crying.
You done motivated your own self to go to school.
Look at that.
I get motivated you wanted it. You wanted it, but you need, like, if you sit with your own thoughts for a second and start being like, bitch, you can't do nothing, then all of a sudden you're doing stuff like, yes, I can.
Yeah,
you know, you like have your own conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
You blame it on other people, but it's you.
Yeah. Who's fighting with me? Where do you find motivation?
I'm blessed and highly favored. No.
Stupid ass. Oh my god.
I don't know. Like, I can't sit still.
No, you
can't.
Like,
when I sit still, I can sit still for 24 hours. Like, not go anywhere. Like, I can have the weekend off after working incredibly, like, been weary. Like, I work Monday through Friday, 2 jobs, just tired.
Yeah.
By the time Saturday comes, I'll stay in the house all day Saturday and all day Sunday and not be motivated to do anything. But that's only because I did so much during the week. So my motivation always comes from sitting, because then after when Monday comes around, I'm like, oh my god, I just wasted 2 days of doing, like, not even thinking about it. I wasted those 2 days because I spent so much time working and just being out and doing, trying to be everything for everyone and for myself. But usually when I think about motivation, when it comes to like dating and jobs and stuff like that, it usually comes from frustration. That's where I find my motivation. Like, I sit for a moment. It's usually those times when I'm sitting. Yeah. And I'm just like, what am I doing?
Oh, that's the worst.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then I gotta find something to do. So then it becomes like all of a sudden I go through these periods where I'm like focused so much. You ever notice, like, there's periods in my life where I'm focused 100% on one thing?
Yes.
And then I just drop it and move on to the next thing. But I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go through this period where I'm like writing every fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm blogging. I'm restaurant reviewing. I'm like all in it, and then I'm not. Or then I'm dating somebody. I'm like all in it.
And then
we're like, and then I'm like, and then I move on. It's true. Or it's like work. I'm all tied up in work. I'm like, I'm just busy. And then I'm like, I'm over it. I get motivated in spurts based on what tires me out prior. Yeah. I'm all about family, and then I'm not.
I'm all about you, and then I'm not.
Like, I'm like all about, like, my friends, let's form a relationship, let's hang out, this, that, and the other. And then I'm like, bitch, you know my number.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I find motivation in being weary. When I get bored or weary.
Yeah.
I guess bored is a good word. I just, it's like I'm over it.
Yeah.
And so then I get motivated about something else.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Do you have something either for yourself or for someone else where you're like, I will, from my cold dead fingers, I will never ... I
will never.
Yeah. Like, I think about like I don't plan on ever being a drug addict.
Right.
And I could say with
certainty,
with probably 98% accuracy, that I'm probably never going to take like meth and heroin. And the only reason I'm giving myself a 2% thing in there is because what if I get mugged one day and they shoot me up with something and now I'm a full blown
you're
now I'm
scratching and shit.
Yeah, now I'm a crackhead.
It's nodding and scratching.
Yes, but I would never like say to myself like, oh man, life is so hard. Just let me trace this dragon real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not so like 98% certainty I'm not going to be doing that. But I also know I wouldn't be doing that because like I got kids.
Yeah.
Like I ain't going to have my kids out there like my mom was
don't
always
use that as because you wouldn't have did it even if you had kids.
No, I wouldn't have. Yeah.
That's the thing that you do. Like you use the kids as a reason why you do or don't do something. when the truth of the matter is that you were a self-sufficient adult with smart decision-making qualities prior to even having children.
Oh, homie, thank you.
I'm just saying. Like, don't be like, now that I got kids, I won't do drugs. Bitch, you wouldn't have did drugs.
You wouldn't have did crack before.
I mean, what are you talking about here?
Crack is a hell of a drug, though. Like, you
I know,
really,
but you wouldn't get into it.
No, yeah. Okay.
And you didn't have kids. So don't be like, I'm not going to use heroin because I got kids now. It's like, bitch, you wasn't going to use heroin anyway. Shut up.
I didn't have them young. You know, you're right. You're right.
Gosh.
I'm trying to think. Shut your mouth.
You know it's true, though. You're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Oh, maybe, I'm like definitely motivated to not, like, ever not, no, I would.
Just a minute, what were you going to say?
I was going to say just, like, fuck it all and do whatever the fuck I want to do, but I do that all the time.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no.
This show's going awry.
Oh, God.
I'm, like, not motivated to do it right now. I'm tired.
And I'm hungry, too. I think I'm hangry.
I'm angry, too.
I'm hangry.
Okay, let's motivation. Where do I find motivation? What was the question first that you said? Oh, what is it?
I will never ... From my cold dead fingers, I will not ...
Well, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think I could ever become a crackhead. Crack is whack. It's old school now. Like, really, you getting the crack? Like, how I look getting the crack now?
Show me the receipts.
You know? But like, I wouldn't. Let's say coke. Coke is like a never-ending. You know, it's like one of those drugs that just will not go away.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think I could, like, just, no, you know, heroin, no. I don't even want to smoke weed anymore. Like, back in the day, like, the 90s and early 2000s, you know, it was like kosher. Like, everybody was, like, blunts and, you know, Black and Mild and, you know, Philly Blunt and all that. And I was out there smoking, too. But it was like, now I'm just like, whenever I'm around somebody that smokes weed, I'm like, I don't even have a desire.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want to, I'm not trying to smoke like that. I mean, I don't know. I just, like, I'm hungry on my own. I don't need, like, I don't need weed to be like, you know what, I can go for some sour and cream chips.
I'll tell you one thing, though. If I had cancer, I'll be smoking right in front of you right now.
That's why you can, I mean, that's different.
Yeah, but that's totally different, yeah.
But you're not going to just be like, just because.
No.
You know, it's because I have cancer.
Because I have cancer.
Right? But I don't see myself, you know, being motivated enough by a tragic event or anything like that. I mean, we both have loss in our life, and we probably will lose again.
Yeah.
You know,
that's inevitable.
Yeah. But it's like one of those things where we know how to get to the other side.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm dreading the day when I lose another member of my family. Yeah. I don't like to think about it a lot, but it's like one of those things where you always think about it.
Yeah.
You know, it just stays there. But I also know that it's going to be a hard time for me, but I know I can get on the other side without drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Might need therapy again. I don't know. But I know that I can sit here with certainty and say that I'm not going to turn to drugs. No. It's just not my...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Like, I mean, I turn to fucking, but, you know.
Turn to fucking.
Fuck this away.
And maybe get a few free meals out of it, you know.
Shoot, let's go to dinner, boo. But, you know,
a
little fucking ain't hurt nobody unless you got AIDS.
Oh. And, you know, and then but that's a crime.
Chlamydia or something.
Oh.
Damn, man. You know, you make one mistake, ruin you for your whole life.
Damn.
These mofos out here ain't right.
These mofos ain't shit.
I can't.
For real, mofos ain't shit. They really ain't shit. They're out here being sloppy and messy. And that's the thing about guys these days. For real guys these days. Like, they are, like, I hear, like, my girlfriends that are not in committed relationships. And it's like, for real, these guys, they ain't shit. They want you have to be not only completely independent, which is, fine. There ain't nothing wrong with you being independent or not independent. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm seeing. This is what my girlfriends are telling me. They want you to be completely independent. They want you to always look like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian, whatever it is. They want
you probably don't look like that outside of a camera.
No, or plastic surgery, or every other laser you can think of to fix this bump, that scratch, this whatever. But you've got to look like a supermodel. You got to fuck like a porn star. You got to make as much money as a CEO. But you got to give them all your time, all your attention, cook, clean, and do their laundry. Man, you need to really go suck a dick. I got to do all this and take care of you? Get out your goddamn mind.
Let me just say, when I used to work at Def Jam, Beyonce came there because at the time Jay-Z was running Def Jam, so she came there.
Right.
She walked in. I had to do a double take because it wasn't like, oh my God, Beyonce. Sasha Fierce.
Yeah.
It was Beyonce, natural hair, thrown back in a ponytail with jeans, sneakers, and a t-shirt.
She's still
regular
amazing,
Beyonce,
though, right?
no makeup, just regular. Regular episode. These dudes out here striving for Sasha Fierce, not realizing Sasha Fierce is Beyonce Knowles.
Yeah,
Carter.
yeah.
So recognize, like, it's not.
But what the fuck are you doing for me if I gotta be independent, look like Sasha Fierce, cook, clean, and do your laundry?
Good, but go somewhere.
You better
find somebody else to motivate your ass.
Ain't nobody fucking that good.
No.
So
she ain't real. She ain't real.
Oh my gosh.
It's true.
But the way you're saying it, she ain't real.
She not.
Oh my word.
It's crazy though, but I think, like, getting back to like the where do you find motivation? I find motivation also in like the people around me. I get motivated by the people in my life. My friends, my family, see what they like. Okay, she showed me that it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back when we first started becoming friends, like truly becoming friends.
Yeah.
When we weren't working together, but we still made time for each other.
Yeah.
I would look at you, and it wasn't so much that I thought you were good managing your money, but I felt like you made good money choices, and you were good at, like, don't take this the wrong way.
Go ahead.
You were good at manipulating people to pay your way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you still do that, because, bitch, I paid for dinner last night.
I know you paid for dinner. Ain't nobody said nothing about I know you paid for dinner. I appreciate it.
No, I'm just joking.
But here I was, a 20-year-old with my own fucking bills and a minimum wage job. Well, like what? I had made like $1, $2 over minimum wage.
Right.
I'd be like, if you want me there, you gonna have to pay for me to be there.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you
I'm
didn't say that though.
But I'm pleasant as fuck. That's what I'm thinking.
But you wouldn't come out and say that. You'd just be like, I ain't got no money. I got like $1.
Yeah,
but you'd be honest about it and be like, no, I got you.
Because
they want to hang out with you because you work
pleasant as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, hey, I don't have money for that. I got $1 to my name. All right, I got you.
But that personality and that style, like, it motivated me in the sense that, like, even during that time, I was working in music and I had like a huge expense account, so I was like expensing everything. But it's during the time, like, towards after that, when I think you started getting into finance, and I started realizing, you know what, I need to start saving. It's about,
the possibilities.
Like
the
years that I didn't contribute to my 401k actually have hurt me. Because I didn't, but I'm not saying that it's because of you that I did the 401k, but I'm saying there's people in my life that you start to realize, even the people that I work with, it's like, oh, you contribute to 401k? It's like, yeah.
Don't you?
They're matching it. At the time, I worked at a company that matched 100% up to, I forget how much, but it's like, it was
That's
rare.
a lot of money.
Plus I had a pension, so it's like, damn. You gotta work that out.
Yeah.
But then when you got into the banking industry, and I started to realize, I like CDs and
IRAs, Roth IRAs,
all of that stuff, and so I started really saving, and then I got into the stock. And we actually both got stock.
Both at the same time. I'm like, let's go to Scottrade. Let's open an account.
We walked up in there together.
Yeah.
And so you find motivation by what other people are doing, is things that they say, whether they're doing it or not. But, their ideas and what they say is important. I mean, I always feel like if you save $5, you save a lot. Like, think about how much
Yeah.
$5. If you save $5 a week,
Compounding interest on top of it adds up. Really does
right?
add
People
up.
don't realize, and I save money. I could be saving more. I definitely could be saving more. I can't tell you how many times I've racked up my credit card and then paid off my credit card with my savings because I
Yeah.
can't stand having a running balance.
Yeah.
And then you think about how much money I could have had, how much money I've given away,
Right.
that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I still have a savings, and I keep,
Yeah.
you make mistakes, but you still continue to, do what's right. And like I said, I find motivation by what other people do. Like, oh wait, how do you have that? Well, I save money. I remember because of you, I got the 360 account.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so
I always
and
be
then
badgering
realizing
you
that you don't
about
have
money.
to.
Yeah,
It's
saving.
not now it's Capital One, but
Yeah.
I think it was ING at the time.
It was ING. I'm like, you don't. It's so hard to get to it. You got to do it. Just $20.
Yep.
Just do
and
it.
I did it, and from that I've had it since.
That's the thing. It's so. My mom always used to be like that. Always have a savings account that's really hard to get to. I don't care if it's $5. Just put it away.
I remember one time, it was after your father passed away. I think you have money in like Apple Bank, and there's no Apple Banks near us.
Yeah.
And we drove out to an Apple Bank
Yeah.
somewhere, and you went in there. You had the little passbook. Remember they used
Yeah.
to make you go
With
in
a book, yeah, and you had to-
everything.
yeah.
And I remember looking at you like, that's some big girl shit. I never seen nobody with a passbook before.
Fucking squirrel.
Like
I'm like a
I just didn't
squirrel.
come up with that. I didn't grow up in that
Yeah.
kind of environment of saving.
Yeah.
It just wasn't anything that we really did. You just get your money, you buy the things you want. If you don't got the money, you don't get it.
Yeah.
But now knowing that I can do the things that I want to do when I want to do it. I can buy the things I want to do when I want to buy it because I save my money.
Yeah.
And I choose to save. I'm like right now, I'm just saving my money for when I lose my job again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in a position where I'm like, how am I going to pay my car note or
Right.
student
Right.
loan or whatever? So you just save
Right.
your money for those times.
Yeah.
So thank you for motivating me home.
You know what I appreciate though about our friendship and our financial friendship. We're very transparent with the whole like, oh my, like sometimes we'll be talking about stocks and like oh, I want to do this types of stocks, and you're like, I want to do that type of stock. All right, well, we both share what we find, and we commit to texting each other what we find.
Right.
We're not secretive about it with each other, and I appreciate that.
I definitely have gotten stock because of you, like certain,
Yeah.
I was pissed though because I was looking at my plan or whatever, my stocks, and I noticed that one of my stocks sold off. I don't know how that. I don't really know
Oh, I
this.
hate when they do that.
And then I'm like, and then they charged me a fee.
how you gonna charge me a effing fee?
I was so pissed. So now I have money to use to buy more stocks, but it was the Jamba Juice. I bought remember I was so excited.
Oh.
I think they went under. I don't know if they went under or they redid their management or I don't know what the hell. Anyway.
I remember my brother used to be all up on me because I would drink coffee and he would have Jamba Juice. He's like, coffee's so bad for you. Jamba Juice. And I was like, this fucking juice just gives you diarrhea.
I just look at it as like, how can I make money off of this?
Yeah.
They started to open up in Stop and Shops. Now they're all out of there because I guess they mismanaged.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well.
they sold my stock underneath me.
Mofos.
Fucking, that's all right. I'm gonna buy me something. I don't know. I haven't even decided yet. I'm just letting it sit there, just trying to figure out. I want to get something good.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. I want to go to. Yep, that's trending. I want to talk about 50.
50 Cent?
He says he wouldn't have a bad day if his son was hit by a bus.
What a piece of shit. Who says that?
50.
He's been trolling his son for years because I don't know like the entire story, but what I can gather is that the son chose to ride with the mother. You know what I mean?
But
child support and all that. It was like, but how do you? Of course he rode with his mother. That's his mother.
That's who he's living with. He sees her struggle.
Right. So 50's mad because the mother, he had to pay the mother all this child support, and he didn't feel like his son appreciated the fact that he gave him. I think he paid the woman like $1.4 million over the course of the son's life. when you consider, that's nothing considering.
That's pennies in
Right.
comparison to what he has.
Right.
He should be doing that every year.
So, you know how many other people have to pay so much more than that?
What boggles my mind is how in when you're getting into these relationships, you feel like a woman has to not only honor you and make sure that your relationship with your son is great in order for you to deem that she is worthy for you to pay child support. And then, but on the flip side, how are you going to keep your kid away from their father if he can't pay you child support, if he's not paying you child support? It's like, it's a double-edged sword. But, you know, I always say this, hurt people hurt, and I think 50 hurts in such a vicious way, he lashes out. But this is his son. And when his son is hurt and he's out there, like, posting with Floyd and posting with other rivals and things like that, he's showing his dad that he's completely hurt. So what you got to do with a kid, you got to show them more love. You can't show them veracity and hate.
Right.
You got to come to this kid with love. Because that's your son. At the end of the day, that is your son.
That's your blood. Boy looks just like him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Is there anybody in your life where you would just be like, if you got hit by a car, I wouldn't care?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who? No, you don't have to tell me.
Their names are, this is my list.
Well, give a brief overview without going into, you know, giving away who that person is. Why you feel that way?
A sexual molester.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
But I don't have any, like, is it a family member?
Mhm.
Wow. If
Yeah.
they got hit by a bus, you'd be like, oh, well, would you go to the funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows I feel this way.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You
boy.
know. You know.
No, I know. I have an idea.
Yeah.
We talk offline. It's a private convo.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Where I'd be like, oh well. I'd be like, damn. So what y'all want for lunch? I got a lot of people like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, damn. I just can't care. I can't care. Like, listen, I don't, you're not close in my life, obviously, for a reason. So, but I'm not, like, gonna, like, make sure that the bus is on your route, your
Right.
walking route. But I wouldn't say it out loud. Be like, damn. Coffee? I'm gonna go get dessert? I can nosh on something now.
Oh, man.
And then I probably make jokes that I'm eating my feelings.
Damn. I don't know. I don't have anybody. When I say my life, I have people that I wish that on, but they're not in my life anymore.
Yeah.
They're not family and friends or anything like that. The thing that still sits with me is a relative of mine saying that she wouldn't, if I died, she wouldn't go to my funeral.
Right.
Like, I'm a pretty decent person.
Like, what is in somebody's mind to say that?
Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a mean person.
Mm-mm.
I might say things that's like may sometimes be below the belt, thinking it's funny and it's really not, and then I'll apologize. If I'm wrong, I will apologize.
Yeah.
You know, any situation, even if I don't say something that's below the belt, I don't want to put bad energy out there if I can help it.
Right.
The person that said this about me, I really did nothing bad to her.
No.
I actually helped her.
Yeah.
And you helped me help her.
Yeah.
But for her to say that, it was just very like, really?
But she's paid the price because she said that out loud.
Right. And where was she on Thanksgiving? By herself.
Not gonna turkey with you.
No. So just know, like, this my family, my close family, they ride. We ride together.
I wonder if this person knows what they did.
I don't give a shit.
No, like, do they understand that they're
that got back to me eventually? It got back to
or
everybody.
that they were ostracized based on that comment? Oh, like, oh,
Yeah,
you
probably
feel
not.
that way?
Probably not.
Well, then, bye.
Yeah, probably not. And she would probably be denied if she was caught, you know, face to face.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like, whatever. I mean, I care, but I don't care. It's like one of those double-edged swords. Like, it's not something that's going to ruin my life, but for the basis of this conversation, I bring it up.
You know what happened? There's an uncle, a great uncle in my family, who I felt didn't treat his wives with respect, didn't treat his children with respect. It's my grandmother's one of her brothers. my grandma was the oldest, and she's like one of 7, I think, or one of 6, I can't remember. But it's one of her brothers, and when he died, I didn't go to the funeral because I felt like my mom went, but I didn't go. I just felt like I couldn't, like I didn't want to be in a place of mourning. I felt like you hurt so many people so deeply.
It's like, nah, son,
I can't ride with you like that. You hurt people to the core that they're still talking about it. You made people thinking, you left people thinking like he had multiple families at the same time. He had these women thinking that, you know, his job, he would like lie about his job, and you know, because he had to be away for a certain amount of time. I don't know where he found the time to work, but yeah. But like, you had people thinking that they're in a happy home. You had 2 women at your funeral thinking that they're your wife, like standing up at the same time. Like, can his wife speak? Because they just thought that one of his daughters took care of everything.
Is there somebody that the whole family knew to be the one wife, and the other one that nobody knew about?
Yes, they knew about 2 of the other family members, the 2 other wives, and then the one wife they didn't know about. When she stood up, everybody was shocked, but not
somebody
really.
had to know about her because she showed up.
She showed up. Somebody knew. Exactly.
That's how it always is. Somebody knows.
Somebody knows. But what kills me is that so many people knew and didn't
say anything.
Didn't care. Never called him on it. And it was like, oh, but he's just, you know, But
making excuses.
No, that's just not cool. You can't do that to people. That's a lot of lives that you have, you know, not ruined, but, you know, like, it's not foundation. Put the shit on a foundation of lies.
I don't understand. Like, I think about, like, last night I started to talk about this guy that I dated, and then I started to talk about it, and then I just changed the subject because I don't want to give him too much energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm bringing it up only in you know, the context of this conversation. But it's like, bro, like, you're married?
Ugh.
Like, really? Why are you making me waste my time? Why would you do that to me? You know, and then I just remember back to what we were talking about earlier. I'm like, I just remember saying, like, I got to get myself tested? Like, what do you...
Oh,
you put me in a situation. These they ain't shit.
I'm telling you, these mofos ain't shit. Oh, my word.
They ain't shit. And, you know, you got 3 kids. 3 little boys. I had no clue. For years. A hidden family. Ugh. But there's dudes that like, why are you doing that? Why?
Yeah.
Just date.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's end this on a good note. Thank God.
Listen, hurt people that hurt, just show them love. That's what I'll say today.
Okay.
Tamika?
Yes.
Wait, how don't you leave some with one of your motivational jewels?
I ain't got nothing.
I ain't got shit.
I ain't got nothing. I'll leave people with this. It's Sunday. It's a special edition of Yep Yeah Yes, because us bitches was tired last week on Thursday. But look, you got us. Alright, just download the show. Thank y'all for supporting us. Marissa, I love you and you're enough. Where can they find us?
Yep Yeah Yes 18 on Instagram and Twitter.
Holla.
Bye.
Catch us next time.
Bye.